Located at the crossroads between three continents, the Euphrates-Tigris Basin has a rich history and heritage. The rivers that run through the region provide water to millions of people, farmers, and vital industries. They are a source of life and some of the world's oldest civilizations, but have at times also been at the heart of conflicts among the riparian countries Turkey, Syria, Iran, and Iraq. How will the region evolve in the future? And especially, how will it cope with climate change? Today, it is already facing numerous challenges: dwindling water resources, volatile food prices, political instability, war, and recurring tensions among the riparian countries, all of which are ultimately affected by rising temperatures and erratic rain. How will the people in the region face these challenges? Will they be able to adapt through technological progress and build systems to manage the basin's resources more sustainably? Will they be able to maintain thriving economies and overcome conflicts and social inequalities in the face of climate change? No one knows for sure, but we can imagine. What if the region is taken by strong aspirations of a younger generation for democracy, peace, and a more egalitarian society? Those would certainly be met with resistance of sitting elites, concerned to keep their power and privileges. In this scenario, an aspiring new generation pushes for political change. Well organized and empowered by social media, they confront the political establishment, calling for political participation, equal opportunities, and the sustainable management of natural resources in the Euphrates-Tigris Basin. Resistance by conservative elites is fierce, but giving way at times to progressive reforms. Societies in the basin are slowly becoming more inclusive, offering better opportunities to women, minorities, and rural communities, making it also easier for them to face difficult climate conditions. Social protection for the most vulnerable has improved. Greater effort is also put in conserving water resources and using them more efficiently. Yet, unstable political conditions in this scenario remain an obstacle to effective climate adaptation. Progress is hard-won through relentless protest and pressure on sitting elites. This absorbs a great deal of energy and resources that are then lacking for other domains like innovation or joint projects with other riparians. Permanent political fighting increases an unstable environment for investors and the economy. At any time, the situation risks to escalate and social and political achievements could be lost. But what if instead the region took another path, one towards the consolidation of authoritarian power and tough political enforcement, also in environmental matters? In this scenario, authoritarian leaders in the region consolidate their power at the expense of civil liberties and cross-border cooperation. Economic and political resources are geared towards that end. In a bid to reduce their dependence from other countries, leaders in the region are very much concerned about strengthening agricultural production at home. They spend vast sums in subsidies. Those benefit farmers and, in theory, facilitate climate adaptation. But, in reality, they often encourage inefficient agricultural practices and waste of water resources. In the wake of growing climatic pressures, it is questionable whether governments will be able to maintain them. Increasingly faced with environmental problems, leaders enact draconian laws to reduce water consumption and pollution, but probably too late, and targeting marginalized communities that are already vulnerable to the effects of climate change. Pervasive grievances at home are kept in check through propaganda and repression, but protectionism and nationalism make it increasingly difficult to maintain peaceful relations among the riparian states, especially as climate change puts serious strains on shared water resources in the Euphrates and Tigris rivers. A grim outlook indeed. But it needn't come to this. We can just as well imagine a future in which the basin's countries bet on free markets and technological progress to address the region's challenges. In this scenario, policies prioritize efficiency and economic growth over sustainability and inclusion. Economic prospects improve overall, but not for everyone. Urban elites thrive, but rural communities and others who feel the downside of precipitated economic reforms feel alienated and left behind. The economy of the basin countries has become more diversified, creating a number of jobs outside the agricultural sector, but this has also led to higher dependence on food imports from other regions. Thus, while the basin's economies are less vulnerable to climatic extremes at home, they are highly exposed to fluctuations in food prices due to climatic shocks and political crises in food-producing countries. Economic pragmatism encourages cooperation between the riparian states. The joint management of dams allows for more efficient water storage and has brought the countries closer together. Yet, water demand is skyrocketing, and ecosystems are bearing the brunt of accelerated economic development, making them more vulnerable to the effects of climate change. What will the future of the basin really look like? We cannot know for sure. What's certain is that the region will have to deal with the consequences of climate change, be it the risk of extreme droughts, food price spikes, decline in water resources, or increased tensions between the riparian states. People in the region will need to prepare and work together on solutions. Governments, civil society, and partners from around the world have an important role to play in this. Actions taken today will make all the difference tomorrow.